Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Disney Dining episode. I am Ryno, and I am here at the Magic Kingdom. Right behind me here, if you're watching this, you can see the plaza, or at least a facade of the plaza. I'm dining here today with Chloe, Teresa, and Hannah, and I think I'm the only one in the group who's actually never been here before. I am so, sort of naive about where it even was. I was like, the end of Main Street? I'm like, isn't that an ice cream shop? So this is a first for me. The reason why we picked this place is because it is the Halloween season here at Walt Disney World officially, and there are a couple of fun seasonal menu items that we thought would be good to do, and then on top of that, we gotta come here and do it because I've never been. So it is humid. It has been raining and lightning today like crazy, and it looks like there's gonna be storms later. So I'm gonna just wrap this intro up really quick and let you know that this and everything that we do here is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They're experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip, and you help support the channel and all the content that we produce. So check them out, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, for a free, no obligation quote today. It is also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. We could not do this without you. If you want to learn more about how you can get exclusive content from different members of the DIS team, you can head over to patreon.com/DISUnlimited. Okay, now I've said all of that. The ladies are inside awaiting my arrival, so I shan't keep them waiting a moment longer. Yes, as you can see, this is very pretty backdrop here. I chose it on the ugliest time. I'm sure the menu is going to get redone. There's Teresa poking her head around looking for me. Rumor is they're adding outdoor seating. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll find out.
They won't let us in until you get here.
Oh, jeez. So I'm inside the restaurant now. It is the world's smallest restaurant. I actually had no clue how small it was inside of here. It feels like it was built hundreds of years ago. It's very tiny, it's very small, and it is very, very loud, and it's very Victorian. There are clams for lights, clear clamshells, and there are a lot of tough choices being decided on right now.
That's top of my list. But
All I know right now is this pizza loaded fries is calling my name right here, and I'm letting, since I was the last person to show up, I'm letting everyone else decide what they're getting. Teresa, what are you gonna get? Teresa orders first because she was here first. There are some cocktail, adult beverages on the menu here. We have the Last Word cocktail. There's Jack Rose cocktail, house-made white sangria, and then a Plaza Mimosa. I don't know what makes that special, but then there is some beer and wine here as well, and they've got milkshakes on here. Those aren't adult, but it's on the beverages menu. So if you're wondering, I'm not sure if we're going to get any or not because, oh, wait a minute. Chartreuse? Actually, I think I am going to get that Last Word cocktail. I know it's not like a special cocktail. So it's like a classic cocktail, but I am really curious how a restaurant like this would make that. Hannah, can you tell us what we got for the appetizers?
I sure can. So we started out with one plan, which was to order the Plaza loaded fries, which are $15, and they're crispy fries with melted cheddar, bacon, green onion, and spicy sour cream. So we ordered those, and we also then decided after having those that we should also get the onion rings, and those are $10, so $5 less, and they're served with mild horseradish dipping sauce. Okay, so the Plaza loaded fries, my initial reaction was, what is this? It was small and it was sad. It was just like, they just flung the toppings at it. So I was thinking, I felt like, okay, if anybody remembers the figure of fries that they used to have at Pinocchio's Village House, that's a quick service. They were fries with ranch and bacon and stuff, and that used to be one of those holy grail Disney snacks, and they used to have a version of it here, so you can't get them there anymore, but you can come here and get them. And I was like, oh, I think this is kind of similar, and it came out and I was like, no, that ain't it. So they're steak fries. They were loaded with salt, so
That's an understatement. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like they were fighting off a witch.
Yes, correct. So we're good. We don't have to worry about the Sanderson sisters today. I'm not going to be able to get my rings off later, but it's okay. Melted cheddar, it's the classic cheese sauce. Y'all know I love that, so whatever. But Yeah, $15. Don't get these. I know you're gonna be tempted by the cheddar and the bacon. Just don't do it. Onion rings.
What about those? Yeah.
I feel like those. That's what I would have picked. So they were crispy. The breading was almost like a little sweet. It's kind of almost like not corn dog breading, but it kind of had kind of like that funnel cake kind of something more in that realm. But they were good. They were crispy, and then the horseradish dipping sauce was excellent. It had the spice to it. I mean, it wasn't. Listen, they're onion rings. It wasn't stellar, but if I had to pick one, I would have done the onion rings.
As my appetizer, I got the Jack Rose cocktail. Unfortunately, it does not come with a tiny little model of the Titanic, as I was hoping it would. But it has.
What'd you say with a tiny little door?
A model of the Titanic.
Oh.
Jack
Okay.
Rose cocktail.
She wouldn't share that.
$14. Laird's Applejack Brandy, Hibiscus Grenadine, Lemon and Lime juices. Honestly, I think it's the brandy part of it. It just tasted like juice to me.
Mama's juice.
Mama's juice, I guess, you know. I had a sip of Ryno's and I liked that one, but I wanted to try it simply for the Hibiscus Grenadine. I like brandy sometimes, you know. It was okay.
So you don't think you'd get it again?
I don't think I'd get it again. I really wanted the Plaza Mimosa sounds good, but I didn't. I wanted
What's
to
in the
get
Plaza
something
Mimosa?
different.
Tell me.
That one has Domaine Saint Michel sparkling wine blended with orange juice. Surprise,
bougie.
surprise. That one's $14.50. Yeah, I would love some bottomless mimosas at Magic Kingdom. Like, when would that ever happen, though, right?
Man, watch out.
Over Walt's dead
Forget I
body.
said that. Forget I said that. All right.
What about, what'd you think of the 2 apps?
2 appetizers. Those Plaza.
Fries before
loaded
guys, am I right?
fries. Not these fries.
Not these fries.
Not these fries.
No, guys before them.
For $15, that came out, and we were all expecting like a mountain of fries to all like dig into with the cheese and the green onion and spicy sour cream, and that came out, and we were like, oh, okay.
For waffle fries at the very least.
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy the steak-esque fry cuts, but the plate was a little sad for $15. I enjoyed the onion rings a lot more. Like Hannah was saying, they had like a carnival taste to them. They're like a sweeter breading, I guess. And then it came with a horseradish dipping sauce that balanced that out nicely. For $10, I would absolutely get those again. They were a little oily, especially like towards the bottom of the plate, so I started like wiping it off the napkin, but that's just my taste.
She don't like an oily onion ring.
I don't like it. I don't like salty fries, overly salty fries, and I don't like an oily onion ring. I'm sorry.
Sounds like a medical condition.
What's that?
Sounds like a medical condition.
Maybe it is.
You're welcome.
WebMD that. I'm dying.
Hey, Teresa, what'd you think of those appetizers?
Okay, the Plaza loaded fries were coming out of the salt mines. I liked it. There needed to be more of it, more of the gooiness. There was a little cheese puddle of cheese whiz underneath, which was okay, but there needed to be more of it. There needed to be more of everything and less salt. So it was good.
Yeah.
The onion rings were okay. They were too greasy for me.
Yeah.
They were a little too on the, I didn't block them like
soaking up
Chloe.
the oil from the batter a little bit.
I think, I didn't block them like a, greasy face. But anyway, they were good. They were okay.
I agree with what everyone said about the appetizers. I think the onion rings were a little oily. I'm not a big onion ring person. At the end, Teresa was trying to cut one in half, and it didn't really cut the onion, and I feel like I'm a big judger of onion rings based on that, like how crispy it can be, and then how you can, if you bite into it, if you're gonna pull the onion out, unacceptable. And that's kind of what it was. It was definitely a big white onion that just kind of, I don't know, she was a little soggy, but it wasn't the worst I'd ever had. It was just it was okay. It was middle of the road. There was nothing to the batter. There was no real seasoning. I liked the horseradish sauce that was with it. The fries were awful. It was a joke. And honestly, it was one of those where they came out and we should have just been like, take it away. Get out of here. They should have been waffle cut, or there should have been more of them, or they should have been thicker, or they shouldn't have been $15. Shoulda. I don't know why. I almost forgot to mention my cocktail. I went with Last Word cocktail, which is forged gin, chartreuse green liqueur, Luxardo maraschino liqueur, and lime juice garnished with Luxardo cherries for $18. I am a fan of this drink. I actually thought it was very well made, very well balanced here. I would have been more comfortable paying $16, but I understand that we're at the Magic Kingdom and green chartreuse liqueur right now is very expensive. But I would definitely recommend this drink. I was very, very surprised at how good it was. Hannah, I know you were fighting Teresa to the death for a seasonal offering area for your entree.
Okay, so first of all, that's a rumor. I would never fight my dear sweet baby Teresa. But we did. We had a bargain. I had dibs before we got here on the Halloween Turkey Club because I love a club sandwich. I love being in the club. But then Teresa got here first. Okay, she got to the TCC. It was raining. She came here earlier in there by us. She was the queen. She got to order first, and she decided to get something else. So all to say, I got the Halloween Turkey Club. Basically, it is what you think it is. It's with bacon and it's on black sandwich bread for $19. It almost was like rye bread. Like it wasn't comically, like it didn't look like they just added black food coloring to, regular white bread or whatever. You can get different sides with this. I went with fries again. Don't know what I was thinking, but you could get mashed potatoes, you could get apples, or you could get grapes is your side. It comes with, it's not on the menu, but there's an aioli on the club sandwich. Pro tip, order a side of that because you're going to dip those very salty fries in it. Yeah, so I'm excited about it. Love club sandwich, love a seasonal, anything.
Would you get that club again?
Oh, yeah, actually, I absolutely would. I would come back here for it. My only critique is the turkey. It's not like deli turkey. It's like Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah.
So, and it's a little bit thicker cut, so
Just
that's
thick.
not your thing. Just, it's thick with 2 C's. But okay, the candied bacon on this was incredible. I mean, how can you go wrong? But it was spicy and it was sweet, and the extra aioli was fantastic. So no, I would even, maybe if I was looking for like a quick table service restaurant, like I would come back here for this, for the Halloween Turkey Club.
Chloe, what'd you get for your entree? That's French for food.
For food?
I don't know what it's
meal?
French for.
Probably like my main course. Because the seasonal offerings were all dibbed away for me, which is completely fine. I got to have a bite. Everybody's nice here.
Speak for
I
yourself.
wanted to go for the Impossible Chili Burger because you can get an Impossible Burger pretty much anywhere on Disney World property at this point. I love Impossible foods.
I don't believe you. That sounds impossible.
Well, what was so impossible about this one was in the description it says Impossible Burger topped with Impossible Chili, pico de gallo, with a plant-based cheddar on a potato roll at $25. For $25, I was hoping that the Impossible Chili was going to wow me, and my food came to the table, and there was nothing else to the chili besides beans.
Pinto beans.
And I think some like shavings of some pepper, maybe. It was.
It looked like sweaty beans.
It was not appetizing at all. I took a few bites of it and I couldn't do anymore. I ended up asking the waitress just to double check because the menu does say Impossible Chili on top of the Impossible Burger, which implies that there's chili made with impossible meat. But turns out it was so impossible, it just doesn't exist.
It's impossible. They couldn't do it. They were like, oh.
So they were very nice, and they are going to correct it on the menu because it's actually not supposed to be Impossible Chili. But it is listed as that. So we brought it to their attention today.
Good for us.
Good for us.
Good for us. Changing the Disney World.
Unless you're, unless it's to your dietary restrictions, the Impossible Burger is good. It's fine. It's a normal Impossible Burger that you can get anywhere else. I did get regular cheddar cheese on mine because it's my preference, and that was pretty tasty. And I got fries
She'll
on the
work
side.
the cow, but she won't eat the cow.
I like the cheese. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
He just called it.
I also got fries. I also second-guessed myself as to why because they were also a little salty, but I didn't really want grapes or apples with my Impossible Burger, so that's that. I would not get my Impossible Burger.
I have a question.
again.
I saw you try some other people's food.
Yes.
What'd you think of their food?
Hannah's the winner. That turkey club, I would absolutely come back during this time. It's the seasonal offering. I wish it was like a year-round thing here because that was really, really good. The candied bacon, the double-stacked black bread, it's just special. I do agree with her though about the turkey. I wish it was like, I do wish it was like a cold cut, like sliced cold cut turkey instead of like hot Thanksgiving turkey.
Sleepy time turkey.
Yeah, but the tomato, is it like tomato balsamic glazed mushroom? No, that's the other thing. Never mind, it doesn't say it here, but there's like tomato jam or something. It wasn't just like sliced tomatoes.
That's
No,
not her
it was
jam.
good. No, I actually liked it though. Sorry, I tapped my microphone again. Yeah, it was tasty. I tried Teresa's.
Don't tell it.
Ghoulish.
Don't say what it is yet. Don't ruin the
I
surprise.
tried Teresa's. It was also
Redacted.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would come here again.
No? Save that for later,
okay,
young lady.
great.
Would you get your Impossible Burger again?
I would not get an Impossible Burger with no Impossible chili on it. No. If you got any footage of it going away to the kitchen, you'd see that clearly I would not get that again. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Ryno, do you want to know what my entree was?
Teresa, I would love to find that out.
All right, I had the Ghoulishly Gourmet Burger. It's a seasonal offering. 2 all-beef patties with pepper jack and Swiss cheese, candied bacon, balsamic glazed mushrooms. I didn't taste the mushrooms.
I didn't taste that.
Onion ring and truffle buffalo aioli served on a black bun.
Ooh.
Okay, when I got this, I thought the bun was going to be like a really hard bun, but it was very soft.
Yeah.
It was, so I enjoyed it. It was 2
Smash burger
smash
patties.
burgers, which were good.
Because you, like a crazy person, said, I'd like my burger well done.
I do like well done. I do like my meat well done. I'm not a, you know, I don't want it bleeding.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to have to, you know. Okay, anyway, so she said, oh, they're all that way. Well, when it came and I cut it, there was definitely pink in there. Right? Unless you got a little edge
They had
piece,
not
there was
quite
pink.
smashed. It was the smash burger with a lowercase s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, it was really good. It was hard to handle. It was kind of falling apart because there was so much going on.
Yeah.
But and I didn't taste the mushroom. But everything else, it had a little the truffle buffalo aioli had a little tiny bit of kick to it. It was good. And I got fries on the side, and these fries were even saltier. You could see the salt.
It looked like a Christmas morning snow.
It did. It was like, look at, I held it up to the light and you could see the
Yeah, it was
salt
like a disco
dancing.
ball.
It
Yeah.
was like just dancing on top. It was beautiful, but it, you know, sucked the life right out of me. So I enjoyed it. I didn't try your club. You know why? Because the meat was so thick looking. I didn't like that. But I tried your pot. I tried what you had, and it was good. I enjoyed the whole thing. I would come back and I would get what I had again.
For my entree, I let everyone else go first because I'm a gentleman and because I got here last. So I got the pot roast stack. It is slow roasted beef piled high on thick cut toast with mashed potatoes, caramelized onion gravy, and some onion rings on top because we all know how much I love those onion rings. This was $24, so looking at the menu, it's one of the more expensive things. I mean, everything on this menu kind of ranges from $17 to $25, which the Ghoulish Gourmet Burger was actually the most expensive. But I thought the pot roast on this was actually very good. This isn't something I would normally get. It feels like something Craig Williams would normally get, so I was happy to carry that torch today. I cut it in 4s, and I'm happy to say no one tried any of it, so I only ate a 4th of it. Teresa did have a bite of it. And she said, is this better than my pot roast? And I said, I doubt it. So I'm still waiting to find that out. But I did think the pot roast on it was really good. It was flavorful. I liked it with the mashed potatoes and that really thick piece of toast on there. It was nice. I actually thought it was really good. Very, very filling. This is a very heavy food item. But, you know, would I recommend it? Sure. If you're somebody that sounds good, that description sounds good, I think that you'd enjoy it. Would I get it again? Probably not, because I'm not crazy. I'm not judging anyone who gets it. But my thing with coming to the Magic Kingdom, it is such a journey that it is like, come on now. You want to be eating mashed potatoes with a thick cut toast and mama's pot roast on there? You're crazy. You're crazy. Maybe it's a better choice for dinner, but I'd enjoyed it. I think that Hannah's was my favorite. I think it edged out Teresa's just a little bit because I had a bite of that Halloween turkey club, and it was that little spicy sauce that was on there that kind of really added to it to me. And she said something about a rye bread. I don't think it was rye bread. I mean, maybe it was, but if it was, it wasn't super flavorful rye bread, because I normally have issues with the taste of rye. I feel like it can be a little bitter, like my attitude. Teresa's burger was good, but when she said balsamic glazed mushrooms, I said, what? I didn't see those or taste them. But the buffalo aioli on there did give it a nice little kick in there too. Not like super spicy, but it added to the flavor. It was definitely a wet option, very drippy, very wet. You got to eat it immediately. The bottom of your bun is going to be soaked. You're welcome. Hey Wilson, what are our desserts?
Okay, let me tell you a little bit of the story. a little bit of story. Let me tell you a little story about desserts. Okay, so obviously we had to get the 2 seasonal items, this thing and this thing. Ooh, they look good. So this first one is the graveyard milkshake. This one's a little unhinged, okay? It's $8.50 and it's a chocolate milkshake with a dipped graveyard jelly donut, white chocolate tombstone, a gummy candy, and a haunted mansion straw.
A paper straw.
Yeah, it's a paper straw. That's very sad. Although for $8.50, I guess we can't. It's Disney. We can't expect that to be a souvenir. Fair enough. Okay, so then we also got the layered pumpkin cake. It is a seasonal offering, and it just says with cream cheese mousse for $10. You gotta figure it out. I think we know it's like a pumpkin cake with cream cheese.
Yeah, it's pretty basic, but pretty good.
Basic, pretty good. Okay, so then we were also like, you know what? We should get something that's always here too, just to level out the playing field. So we also got the chocolate layer cake. Again, $10, and it just says with caramel popcorn mousse. So, okay, I was very excited about the layered pumpkin cake because I'm a pumpkin girly, and 'tis the season for pumpkin. PSL, have you ever heard of it?
You ever heard of it?
That was delicious. It immediately made me feel like fall. I was just so happy. The cream cheese frosting mousse, whatever, like can't go wrong. Here's the thing though. Okay, taste was pretty good on that. When it came out though, we were like, excuse me?
Just a tiny version of this?
Yeah, what is this, made for ants? Is this a kids meal version? It was kind of small, so, and I feel like for $10, I don't know. Also, presentation was weird. I guess it was sitting on like a pool of caramel, but it looked like somebody sneezed on the plate or something. Something wasn't right with that. It was gross. So, whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure I can recommend that one. The graveyard milkshake, I knew I wasn't really going to love this thing. I don't really like those milk. They do this all the time at Disney now. It's like milkshake, donut, whatever. The donut's never good. So, yeah, what we didn't expect about the milkshake is that it was chock full of M&Ms. Like, it was all M&Ms. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, why is the milkshake blue? And it's because it has a ton of M&Ms in it. I mean, a chocolate milkshake, it's a standard milkshake, right? It was kind of melty, I don't know. That's probably just because we waited too long. The donut I thought was a little stale. It had jelly on the inside, it was just okay. It was cute, but I think unless you like really wanted it, I don't think I think I would absolutely get the layered pumpkin cake. I'd pass on this. There's so many good ice cream options here for Halloween, so don't do that, do this.
Chloe, what did you think of the desserts?
All right. I'm going to echo a lot of what Hannah's already said. The graveyard milkshake, we had another menu surprise. The menu does not mention M&Ms anywhere in this description, and that thing is chock full of M&Ms. You could see them on the bottom, like when it first got to the table, but then when we stuck our thick straws in, we were just sucking up M&Ms. It's truly a little graveyard in there, but it does not say that in the menu, so that was something. I'm also not really, I'm not really a fan of the donut with the candy on top of the shake thing. I liked the little white chocolate tombstone. I thought that was cute and crisp and sweet and nice. One thing that's a little sad is the gummy worm on top is literally cut in half. So I'm just imagining someone backstage just cutting gummy worms in half and putting them on these shakes to cut some cost, which is that the state that we're in now with milkshakes at Disney World? I guess so.
You're on gummy duty today, Chan.
What a job.
Grab the hairnet.
Oh boy. All right, so the cakes. They're a little sad.
Did you have them by the ocean?
Careless Whisper on sad little flute in my head when I got to the table. The layered pumpkin cake with cream cheese mousse, $10. Small, but tasty. I think I would get that again if someone else wanted it with me, because maybe I think I would get it again. I'm trying not to use the word that Ryno loves so much, but...
No M words here.
Just imagine that word. It's dense, but in all the best ways. It was a good spice cake, and the cream cheese mousse had a nice, light flavor to it. The next one, the chocolate layer cake with the caramel popcorn mousse. Teresa and I could not wait to take a bite of that caramel popcorn. It looked good, and we're big Werther's fans, you know? So I know Hannah is too. The piece that I had was stale. It's very chewy. And Ryno made a good point to me that it's humid out, sure, I guess, but I kind of want crisp caramel popcorn with my cake. I don't know.
You're asking too much.
I am asking too much. This is also another very small piece of cake, and the menu was reminiscent of something like Gideon's, our friends at Gideon's Disney Springs, and those cakes are huge, and that's what I was expecting, that like dense, fluffy chocolate cake. The taste it's a chocolate cake, but not my favorite. Yeah, and I'm not a big caramel person, honestly. I don't really have a sticky caramel on the bottom, is not my forte. That pumpkin one though, I wish there was more of that to have.
Teresa, your thoughts?
All right, so the pumpkin cake was really good. It was off center on a giant plate with nothing beside it. It looked like it had kind of skid, like a little skid mark.
Oh, yum.
But of caramel, I don't know what. But I liked the cake portion, and it was beautiful. The cake itself was pretty. You could tell it was a pretty cake. But the frosting was too thick on the outside for me, and we all left that. We ate the cream cheese on the inside was good, but the outside was good. The chocolate cake was good, classic chocolate cake. The caramel corn, like Chloe said, was mushy and moist. It was good.
She said it.
Now, let's talk about this. Okay, so when this came out,
It was melted.
it was already this way, and it was down a good, there was no whipped cream. And when
There
I
was a
saw
space,
this,
yeah.
when you took the donut off, you know what it made me think of? It made me think of the year 2000. I'm cleaning my son's bedroom out, and I find a half glass of chocolate milk that's been in there for a week, and it's got a heavy scum on the top.
Oh my God.
I took one drink. I didn't care for it. It's not even a cold milkshake.
No.
It came out this way. It's
like
not
yoo-hoo.
because we waited.
It was sitting there.
It was sitting there. So that and I love, they have good milkshakes here. So that's what kind of threw me, but don't like the jelly donut. And this is is this a commemorative straw that I take home?
Yeah.
I was hoping for, but it was cute. The half a worm, was cute. The little graveyard tombstone was cute. The presentation could have been really good, and it could have been really good if it hadn't melted down into, this. So, I don't know. Overall, it was good. I'd have the carrot cake again. Not carrot cake, pumpkin cake.
Pumpkin? Oh, okay.
I'd have the pumpkin.
If it was carrot cake, that'd be a different story.
Yeah. That too. But I would have that again.
Okay.
All good. It's all good.
The desserts, very sweet, very okay. I completely agree with Teresa on the milkshake was kind of just a little, I was actually surprised it was only $8.50 to come with that donut and all the stuff in here, but it is one of those things where you're like, more isn't always better, okay guys, calm down. It reminds me of like when you're building like a terrarium or like a fish tank, and someone's like, you gotta cram in the rocks underneath so the moss has something to grow through or whatever, I don't know. So I'm also not a chocolate milk or chocolate ice cream gal, so for me, I didn't think I was going to like it, but it looked cool, and the ladies wanted it. I agree about the pumpkin cake, though. I thought that was really good. I enjoyed the actual cake. I thought the frosting on it, though, was very subpar. Didn't really love that, but the cake itself was good, and I didn't like the chocolate layer cake that much either. Same reason. I'm not a big... listen, when you get one of those big popcorn cans at Christmas, I hate that the largest section of it is always the caramel corn, because that's gross. I want more cheddar. I want more of the red one and the white cheddar one. Like, that's what I want. Take it away. Give the other one to my brother. I don't care, but don't touch my other popcorns. And that's my problem, is that anytime they use caramel corn, I feel like in any dessert item, food item, whatever it is always stale. Honey, the humidity. It's the humidity. To quote Hannah Anderson, the humidity is too hot, too high, too out of control. With that said, I would get that the pumpkin cake again, but I do feel like dessert was a little like, Hannah, the time has come for our numbers.
Yeah.
You want to kick us off?
It's not
Since
pretty.
you seem to be the self-proclaimed bitter of the group.
I am. I'm always bitter. I'm working through it, but I'm disappointed. This is my second time at the Plaza, which is kind of saying a lot in my lifetime. I've been coming to Disney for 20-something years, but anyways, Yeah, didn't have a great time. So my ambiance, I'm gonna give it a 2. It's just not right, guys. It is both small and it's very loud in there. And I guess small is okay, but Chloe brought up a good point.
Yeah.
That the one selling feature of this restaurant is that you should be able to look at Magic Kingdom, but you can't
see
because look
through
at these frosted windows. So you're like, I could be anywhere right now, like my grandmother's basement or something, because it does have that Victorian kind of feel to it. So yeah, it was loud. We were at a small table in the center of the restaurant. It wasn't comfortable. It didn't feel like a place I wanted to hang out. There's some scrim work going on right now in the front of the restaurant. There was a rumor that they were going to add outdoor seating, and then I kind of peeked behind there today. I don't feel like that's true. I think they're just repainting and it's taking them a while. I hope that's not true because this is such good real estate.
Prime real estate,
Such a waste. So yeah, solid 2 on that. Food prep, in presentation, I'm gonna give that a 3. Simply because there were a few things that came out and I was like, what? Like the cake with the weird caramel. It looked like the cake had a accident and it went to the bathroom caramel. I don't know. That was a horrible statement. It just didn't look right. And then also we had the overly salted fries, and our fry appetizer, the loaded fries, just looked regurgitated a little bit. So quality of taste, I'm going to give it a 5. I do feel like I had the winner of the entrees, but it wasn't anything spectacular. No, it was a decent club sandwich, but it wasn't necessarily memorable. Also, pretty much everything else I had, I didn't really enjoy. Service, I'm gonna give an 8. Our server was very friendly. We asked a couple questions, and she went and got those answers for us. Maybe the only reason why I didn't score a perfect 10 is like the pacing of it. We had to kind of fight for a little bit, or that sounded dramatic, but when we first sat down, it was clear like the restaurant was busy and they were trying to move us along, and we had lots of food to order, so we took it a little bit slower. Cost, I'm going to give it a 6. I mean, for Disney prices, it's kind of on par, but I mean, like my meal under $20 is okay. But then Teresa's burger, like you start getting up into the $25 range, and I'd really go eat a Casey's hot dog for $12, I think. So this might be my lowest score ever, but I feel confident about it. I gave it a 24 out of 50 or a 2.4 out of 5.
Oh, wow.
I won't be back here unless they really change the menu or they change the atmosphere. Honestly, when I come into the Plaza, it reminds me of how sad I am that I'm not at Disneyland. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I wish this was Carnation Cafe, like they have on Main Street in Disneyland, or I wish it was like their Plaza Inn and they serve delicious fried chicken, like the best fried chicken ever. That would be great. So, you know what? We can dream maybe one day. As for now, I'm not going to come back.
Chloe,
Yeah.
this is your first time giving us your numbers.
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be. The internet's terrible. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Be nice. All right, so I used to love the Plaza.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna start with that.
Here we go, memory lane.
Like Hannah brought up, my biggest point of today is I have not been inside since they frosted the glass windows.
This is the Frosted Tips era of the 90s.
Frosted Tips era of the 90s. Yeah, it's not good, guys. Also, there's a massive construction outside the front of this building, and it is causing some big areas of darkness, especially where we were sitting. So it was kind of depressing in there, and you literally could be anywhere. It didn't feel like we were in Magic Kingdom. I gave ambiance a 1 out of 10 for this very reason. I like the lighting, and I like the mirrors that I was facing away from that are along the back area. I love that like Art Nouveau style. But the rest of it, I was just staring at the frosted windows, and there was nothing really to look at. I was looking at a lot of tables, and we were also seated in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
Feels very small. I told everybody that this feels like a lobby to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like maybe they could build up onto the second story of Main Street when you can have like a cool a la Disneyland Paris kind of dining locale maybe one day, but girl can dream. Food preparation presentation.
Yeah, what it looked like, pretty or not?
It was It was pretty. I can't get the imagery of my burger.
What was pretty
out
to
of
you?
my head.
Your burger that looked like it
Hannah's
threw up on a
sandwich was
ride?
pretty. Hannah's sandwich was really
She did
pretty.
have a pretty
okay?
sandwich.
Hers was really pretty.
We've
It was
said that about
stacked
Hannah.
nicely. It tasted great. Other than that, nothing else really looked that great to me. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Nothing else was that good. So I gave it a 3 out of 10.
Oh.
Again, thinking of my non-chili,
It's okay.
impossible chili here and everything else.
The pinto beans.
So the pinto beans, those pale, sad little pinto beans. Quality of taste, I gave a 5 out of 10 because of everybody else's food.
That's okay.
And again, that one pumpkin cake was pretty tasty. Service, I gave a 9 out of 10 because of my concerns that I had with my burger and anything else that we had at the table. Our waitress was very, very friendly. We were a little rushed, especially in the beginning, to get our orders in, but she was lovely. Cost, 5 out of 10. My burger was $25 for an Impossible Burger with chili on it. That should not be the case. $25. Everything else, I feel like was pretty reasonably priced for, we're in Magic Kingdom, theme park food, babe. Like it's going to be a little pricey for what it is. But as far as my value goes, that kind of knocked some points off. So I have a grand total of 23 out of 50 points.
Oh,
is that low?
2.3.
Is that low?
I
2.3
don't.
out of 5?
Yeah.
About halfway
It's
there.
less than 50.
I will not come back unless they really massively change the windows maybe back so we can see Cinderella Castle again.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. I used to come here and the food was really good, and I feel like outside of the seasonal offerings that we had today, I'm not a huge fan, so.
Yeah. Teresa, what about your numbers?
All right, let me start off by saying I hate this system.
I know you do.
I've said it numerous times, Ryno. I don't
I'd
like
get rid of
this.
it, but somebody
It's like the
on
third
the
or fourth
internet's
time I've
harassing
done
me
this, and I
about
just
it.
don't care for this. So here we go. Ambiance. I'm going to take that in with the location and everything. I gave it a 5. I like this location.
Okay.
I like the way it used to be. I mean, it was, since they're working on the outside, it's a little rough, but
Yeah.
I like it. I would have given it higher if it had a rocking chair. But,
Oh my God.
I like this grandma's. It kind of makes me think of Disneyland. I think that's why I like it so much.
It's got that old time like
it
sort of
does.
feel to it for sure.
Food prep presentation, I gave it an 8. I thought my food came out wonderfully beautiful, presented well. I think Hannah's did too. I think for what Chloe had, it was okay. It was presented interestingly enough. Your food was pretty.
Yeah, mine was pretty.
I couldn't find the mashed potatoes, but it was pretty. Service, I gave an 8. I think the service was good. She came back to the table numerous times, and you girls need to move away, and came back numerous times and, was there if we needed anything. Cost, I gave it a 6 because I think it was just basic pricing. I don't think it was overpriced.
Yeah.
We're in the theme park. You got to expect to pay that. There were no characters, so nothing to deal about there. So I gave it a 33 out of 50. What's that, 3.3?
3.3, all right.
So I would come back.
You'd come back again?
I would come back.
The way it is, or would you need something new?
Well, once they finish...
Because you had a seasonal offering, so that's why I'm just curious.
No, I've been here before and not had any seasonal offerings, and I enjoyed the milkshake before. I enjoyed they have a club normally on the menu.
Oh, okay. So
And
this is just like a special version
Yeah, this
of
was
it.
just didn't have the black bread, so but I think it was good. I mean, I would come back again. I like the location. I like the fact that you can get in out of the heat pretty easily here.
Okay.
I've never had trouble getting into this restaurant, so I think it's all good.
All right.
So yeah, cool beans.
All right, I am going last because this was my first time in here, and I would have to say, overall, this being my first experience in here, I wasn't wild about it. I feel like it's a very forgettable restaurant. It definitely does have a specific vibe that harkens back to that, so I forget what Chloe called it, but like sort of that like Victorian looking-ish era. Art Nouveau, it definitely has that very, like, I feel like because we've tossed around the word like grandma or whatever, it does have that like sort of very like older feel to it. Like it does remind me of my grandparents' living room a little bit. I didn't care for the size of it though. It felt very cramped and claustrophobic. I felt like it was a closet. So my suggestion here is rip this restaurant out completely. Let's make the Plaza fine dining. Even keep it the style it is, but because it's so small, why don't we actually like up the experience a little bit more? And instead of it just being sort of these like basic items, I wouldn't even say basic, but let's elevate it. Let's make this like the place to come and dine here at Magic Kingdom. So for me, I'm giving the ambiance a 2. I felt like it was just literally, the vibe that was in there did not fit what it looked like. So it was a lot of screaming children. It was very, very loud. None of it coalesced to me or made any sense at all. The only reason I gave it the 2 is because I thought the clam chandeliers were funny. The food prep and presentation, I gave a 6. I thought stuff kind of looked okay. It wasn't like, I do think the fries, those are inexcusable. Those should not be $15. They should not look like that and be served like that. It literally looked like we were given a plate that somebody had left over at another table. So that was inexcusable. However, I thought my like pot roast dish was very well plated. I thought Hannah's was well plated. I thought the ice cream, the seasonal ice cream at the end was nice. I mean, there was definitely some questions in there. So I give that about a 6. The quality of the taste, I also give about a 6. Like, I liked mine, and Hannah's was good, and the bite of Teresa's, even though it had a lot going on, I thought was pretty good. I didn't want to touch Chloe's because she was not raving about it at the table. So I give it like a 6, I think. Like, nothing blew my socks off. It was very like middle of the road. Not bad, not great, but I don't, other than the fries being like way over assaulted, way over assaulted. They were assaulted. Those I would give like a, I think they bring the score down a little bit. However, I did have a really good cocktail. My last word was an excellently made last word. Like, I was actually shocked. That's why I'm glad I really got it. I feel like that bumped up my score a little bit from like a 5 to a 6. Service, I'm giving it a 9. Our server, I thought, was good. She was attentive. It was a little aggressive in the beginning because it is very clear that they were like turning us over, but she definitely eventually kind of picked up into the vibe of how we were going, and I appreciated that. And then one of the managers came over when Chloe brought up the issue with her burger, and I thought that was really nice. They didn't have to do that, so I actually thought that was really good service. And then cost, I have it a 6 too, because I feel like it wasn't necessarily like the $25 burger. She's right there, and somebody said something about Casey's right next door here. You can get more food, better food for less money. So like the food isn't matching the location of the restaurant or anything like that. So that's why I give it like a 6. I feel like it wasn't anything where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe how much this was. But it was definitely like, kind of like, we are gonna overcharge you a little bit. Character interaction, 0 out of 10. I didn't see one McMouse while I was in there. So I give this a total of, if my math is correct, a 29 out of 50. That's a 2.9. I am shocked. I am the second highest score beyond Teresa's. So I am really happy we came here. Would I come back? No, not until there is a new menu or it's a work assignment. Otherwise, I'm good. So I think that is going to do it for this episode of the Disney Dining Show. It is going to start raining again in a second here. So I'm going to wrap this up real quick. I want to thank the ladies for joining me for lunch. It was the ladies who lunched today. And I'm really happy that I could be here and have this experience with them in the Magic Kingdom, even though it was a nightmare getting in here today. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm happy. The company was good. And you know what? My feet is still dry for the moment being, so I'm more than okay. So it's all about the company and the vibe that you bring with you, I think. And so if I hadn't been in there with them, I think the score may have been even lower. So, but thank you everybody out there. If you are watching this on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you click that bell, you get notified whenever we update any sort of content or anything like that. If you are listening to it, when you have a second, if you want to rate and review the podcast, that would be absolutely wonderful. I think that's it. We're open to suggestions for other places to go. We've got a couple of lists going. I want to know where you want to see us go next. That's going to do it. Remember, stay hungry.
Yummy, yummy.